Hello, fellow mech warriors. Mage Leader here. Welcome, one and all, to whatever the fuck this is. I know you're all excited. Some people in the chat are more excited than others, given the interesting little kerfuffle we've had in the chat so far. But hey, it should be a good time. So, full disclosure, this game was given to me as a gift by Delta 505 as a joke. And fuck you, I'm not gonna play. We're gonna play Red Dead Redemption. April Fools, fuckers. My icons are none of your business, retro people. I'm gonna have as many icons on my desktop as I want. turn off icons on the desktop. What the fuck is the desktop for, then? Why even have one? Son of a bitch. Some people just gotta optimize the enjoyment out of everything. There we go. Supposedly this is on Ultra, but I'm not seeing it with the anti-aliasing. That's okay. Pretty cool seeing the game running at 60. You won't even do that with backwards compatibility in my experience. The game runs like shit on pretty much every system it came out on. Please spot the main character, right? Who's it gonna be? Couldn't possibly be the guy sporting the only cowboy outfit in the cowboy game. Arthur Morgan? No, he's not in this game. He was added after the fact. This is John Marston. Retro, do you just hate fun? Is that where we are?
Well, I
Not a Red Dead fan? Oops.
That they are finally
Bro.
bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you.
Well,
more,
thanks for
my
showing up
dear.
when you did, though.
My daddy settled this
Happy to have you
and
for the
I know
30
you'll be
seconds.
looking down on us. Please,
Sorry to disappoint you. You actually wanted the furry porn. That's what I'm picking up here. You came in, you wanted to insult my desktop and watch furry porn. I respect the hustle. I do. But thanks for joining us for as long as you did.
Do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell?
Should have known. Yeah, you guys. Oh, ye of little faith.
What I mean to say,
You guys have so little
is that
faith in
There is a
me.
great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
It's a bit of an old-fashioned locomotive for 1912, but
Not only
yeah,
do
what are you gonna
we
do?
now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly.
Well, that-
Didn't you hear?
that
out in
460
Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
There's no engineer in that cab.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor.
I agree.
Which is why he's so concerned with
Big
cleaning
Mad
up the
Mechaniac
state.
Moon Tube. That's a long name.
John's.
Yes.
Respect.
His
But yeah,
family is
I
nothing
do
but
wish we had
hillbilly
more classic
trash
westerns.
that
We had
came here
Horizon
after
come
the
out,
war.
at least the first part of
I
it.
don't want to be judgmental,
Though,
but this state
It's
should
that
not
one
be
is a
ruled
bit,
by such
a little bit on the
disgusting
messy side.
family.
I enjoyed it, but like
A
it's
family
like
without
5 movies crammed into the space and runtime of one, so it doesn't really have enough time to fully develop each
And he has
plot
a lot
line.
of friends in politics.
It's still fun though.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
Yeah, I also watched The Rifleman quite a bit. In fact, that's one of the inspirations for my book.
And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other. And who let you worship in peace?
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is.
You can really tell that the
confusing.
writers of this
But you
game
only
really
have to
hated
ask
religion.
me.
That's okay.
Indeed.
Well, here we are.
Mainstream
Mrs.
media.
Bush, Armadillo.
It is what it is. Also, Bob, not Lob. Not... Oh, sorry. Not Bob, not Bob. I was thinking of the Monty Python joke. But, yes, it's not beyond the pale that, given the fanfic, I would play furry porn. I suppose that is fair, but, I implore you to have a little bit of faith. Alright, I'm going to see if I can turn up the anti-aliasing, because it seems very low. Let's see... Okay. Yeah, that's all good. I see it's one of those games that tries to optimize your thing for you. I'm not going to upscale the anti-aliasing. I should be fine to turn off motion blur, thank God. Good fucking lord. Why are these all turned all the way down? You can crank that up. Good lord, what is happening in there? Alright, there. That should help a little bit.
Find out more. Get your news. Read all about it.
When's the furry porn? April Fool's Doodle. We're playing Red Dead. Though I suppose if you're in the right frame of mind, you could kind of see this as furry porn.
I don't feel too good.
I'm sure he's fine. He'll be fine, dude. Shake it off, walk it off, you'll be good.
Marston! Mr. Marston, over here!
Outlaws made by LucasArts. I haven't heard of that one.
You must be John Marston.
I do like me a
Sometimes.
LucasArts game.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
I worked with a guy that looked exactly like that back at the shipyard. Didn't talk quite the same way. He had a New England accent, but more or less the same type of person. I half expect him to say lumbago.
Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to kick up a lot of dust. Whoa! Yeah, yeah.
Brokeback Periphery.
Slow down!
Oh yeah, we gotta wait for the train.
So it's Port Mercy you want to visit?
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind.
This is
me
Red Dead
saying.
1. Yes,
Who
Skull
said I was a
Fox.
decent
Glad you're
fella?
paying
It's
attention.
been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was
This is
built
indeed
during
Red
the
Dead
Mexican
1.
War. What kinds of soldiers around back then?
Why'd they leave?
It's the better
I
of the
ain't
two.
entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I said, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as most rated back to. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends
Cowboys
for a
were
long
historically
time.
gay. I feel like that's revisionism, but yeah, I'm sure it happened on occasion. It's probably one of those rumors that starts up, kind of like
planning on spending any time in
maybe.
Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some
You
female
DM me?
company,
Well, I don't know.
you
Do we
can
share
do
a
lot
Discord
worse than
server?
Armadillo.
You can try.
Fine as
I think I'm set up so
cream
only
gravy
friends
they
and
are.
people who
Not
share
like
servers
these
can, but
Dang, those
give it a
girls
shot.
ain't even fit for a drinking man to
I'm
hold
fairly
up with.
accessible.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all?
I have a few Western-themed games. I've got the Call of Juarez series.
Yeah. So
Which
it was
is
the marshal who hired me.
Not very
Lee
good,
Johnson. Do
but
you know him?
it exists.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guide. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm
But
just
I am
chewing
very
the dog,
flattered,
mister. It's how
Alien
I am.
Roblox
I
13,
don't mean nothing
but I am
by it.
spoken
Trust me.
for.
There's things you better off not knowing.
Thanks for the offer, though.
I'll tell you, Mr. Marston, those coyotes eat better than I do. Not far now. You'll see the fort when you get to the top of this hill.
You get distracted, turns into a hunting game. Yeah. Well, that's the neat thing about Red Dead, is you can just kind of do that.
Listen, mister. This here's...
So you can play through the story all the way through, but you can also just kind of fuck off and do your own thing.
So I understand.
Though,
This is where we part ways, friend.
this is the
have
out of the
yourself
two
a
games, this is
good
the one that I tend to follow the story closer, whereas the second game I tend to just kind of hang out. The second game has a better world, in my opinion, but the first game has a way better story. And I think it's a better package overall than Red Dead 2. Not that Red Dead 2 is bad, I still like it. I like it a lot, in fact, but...
Put that cookie down! Now!
Thank you, Lord Pterodax. Nice RDR1. Yes, April Fools. Thanks for joining us. I should keep playing along, like, no, what are you talking about? This is totally Furry Shades of Gay. Gaslighting's not real, you're just crazy. Sonic Overdrive, I wouldn't recommend the Call of Juarez games. They're kinda shit. Not gonna lie.
Bill!
The first one's okay.
Bill, I'll come for you.
None of them are outright terrible, really. They're just kinda junky.
Come out here right now.
If you can get them cheap, like on sale or something, then it's not such a big, not so bad.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
And yes, Pterodax, everyone should play Red Dead 1 at some point, at least
You always
once.
did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I
I
implore
mean, if they
you
look fun
think
to you,
about
Sonic,
this.
go for it. It's just,
You implore me?
I'd look at some gameplay, see
You
some
implore
reviews,
me.
wait for them to go on sale, but, I mean, it's your money.
always were
Do what you
one
want.
for fancy words.
That's just my 2 cents on it, having played them.
Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge.
Just, don't set your expectations too high.
No more
They
touch.
are kinda...
And no
And yeah, Red Dead
more
Revolver is actually an okay game. It's very simple. It's just kind of
I implore
a linear
you
shooter game.
to go back and tell them
There's nothing
to
too
send
special
someone
about it,
just
but
a
it is
little
it
bit
is decent
more
fun.
impressive next time.
Well,
Well, roll credits.
Poor John.
Try to fight off 3 dudes in an elevated position with your handgun. Ambitious, I will give you that. Granted, at this point, John doesn't exactly have much of a sense of self-preservation. That is not where he fell down. They just come out and drag him 20 feet away. The blood spot on the ground... Oh, he must have crawled. He's in the same position he was when he fell down, but he's like 20 feet further back. Hey, I got an achievement. I'm so glad they finally ported this to PC. It was stuck on console for so fucking long.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in
Just
the
leave
county?
bodies laying around their
To
fort,
die,
not very
Mr.
hygienic. I mean,
Mr.
it gets the
Marston.
message across.
John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
So
A lot
what
of
were you
emphasis
doing?
on that miss there, ain't it?
Just trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
I would say, Sonic, if you want to try the Call of Juarez games, give the first one a shot. See if you like it.
have.
I think that one can usually be got for fairly cheap at the default price.
And
In my opinion, it's the best
what
of
would
them.
you do now?
So, it's worth a
Now I'm
shot.
gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that
It's
sounds very fun.
still got all kinds of issues, but it's
Quite
at least
heroic,
fairly normal.
Just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
She does raise an excellent point. What exactly was his plan? I'm gonna go up and reason with Bill Williamson. It'll go great. So the opening of this game is very slow. There's a lot of just kind of doing stuff around the ranch. It'll take a few hours. Once you get past that, the game does open up a decent amount, especially when you get to Mexico. Though the mission to get to Mexico is kind of a pain in the ass. But once you do, like, the basic ranch stuff, it's a little bit better. Whoa, okay. Okay, there we go. Trying to remember the controls. So yeah, that's the draw weapon, holster weapon, aim. Okay, cool. One thing you don't want to do is accidentally point your gun at somebody. It doesn't go well.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle. There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
Okay, let's see if you can still ride a horse.
Nope, I have no idea. I've
Come
completely
on, then.
forgotten.
I'll show you around the property.
I forget if they have me race her right off or if that's a later one. $15, is that for the first game?
To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. Come on, boy. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better.
That's fair. Where are you leading me exactly? Just head down the tracks. It'll be fine. Nothing ever comes down the tracks.
That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when I was
It's
just a
actually
little girl.
kind of similar to what it's like around here. We have lots of rail lines. Some of them are even in use. Like,
And here we
maybe
are,
5%
back
of
at
them.
the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaints from me, Miss McFarland.
Excuse me.
Come on, this is the only chance you're gonna get to rest.
Oh, sorry, Sonic. I thought you were looking at the Call of Juarez game still. Yeah, back then, $15 was a lot of money. Welcome, Sonic Halo. Glad you could join us. Welcome to Furry Shades of Gay.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston,
Miss McFarland.
remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do?
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
Looks like an
It's
old...
a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out.
Is it,
The
though?
country is really
It's
beautiful
like a-
at around this time.
Looks like a conversion of some kind. It's got a hammer.
Come on, then. Let's mount up and take a look around.
Looks more like a trapdoor rifle than a repeater. Oh god, we having a Sonic fight in the chat?
Right. Follow me. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious.
Sharps carbine. That's what it looks like, but the Sharps isn't a repeater, it's a trapdoor gun.
Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team.
I don't know. Maybe they did convert some into that, but no, it's like it doesn't even have like a magazine tube that I can see. Where's the ammo even stored?
Look, those damn rabbits are at the crops again. Get down and give me a hand, will you? Come on, then. It's time to put that bloodlust of yours to good use. Nice shooting. You're better at shooting rabbits than outlaws, I see.
Hold still. I can't hit shit.
You got one.
There we go. I don't want to abuse the auto aim, but
Them rabbits
I am
can be
using a
wild,
controller.
critters. Let's get back on the horses and see what else is going on.
if you try and use this, try and play this game with keyboard controls, it will
We should
actually
keep moving.
activate
There's still
sticky
a ways
keys.
to go.
Oh god, there actually is a Sonic fight in the chat.
If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Was that a coyote? Get those pests before they scare the livestock. Hurry! I bet they're going straight for the chicken coop.
Where are they at?
Sorry about that, old friend.
Got his
Looks like
ass.
that was the last of the coyotes. Just a shame we had to lose any of the chickens. Come on, I'll show you the way to your room.
It's not supposed to repeat. Yeah, I know. It's
You know,
very
you can
clearly not a
actually
repeating
handle a
rifle. But hey, it
It's
is what
something
it
I've
is.
had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
Oh, I'm sure I'm the kind of man she wants to
This
keep
is you,
around the
Mr.
ranch.
Marston. Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
Hey, we've unlocked the ability to save the game. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What outfits do I have? I don't think I have much of anything at the moment. Yeah, I've got a suit and my regular. You unlock outfits by doing things in the game. I know, crazy, isn't it? Back in my day, if you wanted to unlock a cosmetic, you had to do things in the game to earn it. Back in my day, we had to walk uphill to school both ways. I think you get some by getting like different chapters in the game as well, but yeah, you can't just like go to an in-game shop and buy a ton of cosmetics. They're unlocked by doing actual in-game things. I never thought I'd be talking about that like it was novel or new. It's not. It's a perfectly normal thing. But nowadays everything's fucking monetized. You notice that everything is uber monetized now. Like you can't just have anything. You have to pay extra for everything that used to be just a basic feature of technology. Like I've got Amazon, right, for my for streaming. I never really thought much of it. It's fairly basic. It had a better selection than Netflix when I signed up. Well, now you pay for that, and they still play ads, and there's still movies on there you have to pay for. And if you want to get rid of the ads, you have to pay more money for a higher tier of premium video streaming. Like, what the fuck? And you can't just buy a game, because the games now come with dozens of extra things, season passes and content expansions and roadmaps that used to be just basic things. What the hell are you doing over here? She's got shifty eyes too. I don't trust her at all. She's giving me the side eye too. It's an odd place to stand, madam. You watching the goings-on inside the McFarland house? Who are you, anyway? This is a ranch. Why are you here dressed this way? What is going on? What is she doing here? I feel like she spawned in, like, the wrong area. I feel like she's supposed to be in, like, the town. Oh well. Making mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier this morning, because, like, I was watching a video, right? White Light is a channel that I follow, and he uploaded a video about Destiny. I used to play Destiny, and he was talking about, like, the new expansions that are coming out, like, the whole new era. Like, expansions are what killed that game. I couldn't fucking keep up with it, and they were expensive, too. Like, some of them were the price of full-fledged games. And it was just, like, a shitty mission pack for the thing. I quit after a couple of them. And I was just like, what happened to buying a game and then just, like, having the game, you know? I mean, some games still do that, but it's rarer than it used to be. Or, like, every game apparently needs to have DLC now. It's like... You know, not every game needs to be a live service. You can just make a game and put it... Like, some of my favorite games, even from the past few years, have gotten DLC that they didn't really need. Granted, like, the Project Wingman DLC is good, but, like, did it need it? Not really. It was fine on its own. I'm glad it... I like the
Mr.
DLC.
Marston. How are you doing today?
Like, not every game needs it.
I'm well, Miss McFarland. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you. So, how are your ribs?
Fine. A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Good. Come in, come in. You know, you never did tell me how you met that Bill Williamson or what you wanted from him.
No, miss, I did not.
Well, why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling. See, it's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only will I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize.
I agree,
if I seem to be
Moontooth.
prying.
DLC
And
should be
I
like
apologize
expansion
for my
packs, but
reticence.
like old games,
Hope you
not every
believe me when
game
I
back
say
then
that it's
got
simply out of
expansion
respect.
packs either.
Of course.
They didn't all
Mr.
feel the
Marston.
need to shove out more
I understand
content.
that a city dweller such as yourself likes to have some exotic secrets. So
I mean, this game had a DLC. It was a fucking zombie mode.
I'm no city man, miss.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
I'm still no city man.
But I bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss.
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
If it makes you happy.
We'll see.
All right, I'll show you how we ride round these
Does she want me to race her, or does she want me to ride her? You be the judge.
Come on, boys.
Let's go.
Of course, it doesn't actually matter who wins the race.
On
The
the
same
count of
cutscene
three.
plays out at the end.
3, 2, 1, go!
But I'm still gonna
I
try.
trust you're not gonna be a gentleman about this.
You don't know me at all, Miss McFarland.
Run over a dude immediately.
Let's go. Yeah. I bet you're starting to regret your brave words, Miss McFarland. How you doing back there? Come on. Would you like me to slow down?
Come on, get down. Come on, fucking thing. Dumbass horse. Well, I can't win now. Fucking bugged out on me. Well, maybe I can. Let's try.
Yeah!
You still think you're gonna win this, don't you?
I went stock still on the track for a good 10 seconds. And I'm still in first place again. Oh,
Should I
boy.
wait for you to catch up?
I will tell you, I do hate the way the sprint works, though.
Are you
Rapidly
saving
tapping
the
the
best
A
for
button.
last? Come on. Come on.
Wears out the thumb pretty darn quick, I'll tell you that.
Come on. Yeah.
Almost there.
Come on.
And boom. Nice. My thumb will recover eventually.
That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss McFarlane.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
Yeah, my fame went up. Which do you think is the worst for DLC, The Sims 4 or GTA? I wouldn't know because I don't play The Sims, and I've never actually bought any DLC for a GTA game. So, couldn't tell you. If you mean like GT Online, I've never played GT Online. Actually, I played it once. I gave it a try, and was immediately hit by like 12 griefers. I almost said grifters. That's not... That's a type of YouTuber. No, griefers just running around, screwing everybody over. Saw a new player come in with no gear and just decided they were going to beat the shit out of me. I was like, alright, well, that's how it's going to be, huh? It's one of these games. I didn't play anymore after that. Like, yeah, I could go through the grind and try and get revenge, but, like, I have other games that I could be playing. And everything I've seen, I'm inclined to agree with Sonic Halo. It's absolute cancer. Why can't I climb this one? Let me get up to the top of the windmill, damn it! It's because you need one of the missions. You come back here and... Ow. Okay. You climb up the thing. And the barn's on fire. Spoiler alert for a game that came out in... whenever the fuck this came out. What was it? 2009? 2008? 2010? I don't remember. It's been a long time. Game's old. I do remember when it first released. You guys remember when this game came out? I don't know if anyone in my audience is old. Well, they should be. Most of the guys are probably older than I am because you like BattleTech. But back when this game came out, there was this glitch where some people would have, like... You'd have snakes spawn in, but the character models were wrong, so it was, like, people animated like the snakes, so they'd be, like, crawling around on the ground. It wasn't just snakes. It was other animals, too. But they'd have, like, human character models with animal animations, and it would be fucking horrifying. I remember seeing videos of it. I don't know if it actually happened to anyone in the wild or if they modded it, but there was a whole series of videos back then, this early days of YouTube, where it's like creepy things found in Red Dead Redemption, and if you go to like the super secret part of the map, you'll find a bunch of animals, or people who act like animals, like that type of thing. Because back then, you could just make shit up about video games. You know, like Bigfoot and GTA San Andreas, that type of thing. You could just make shit up. So, I'm inclined to believe now that it was modded, but I thought that... Some people have told me it was a glitch that was actually in the game. Other people have told me that they just modded their version of it and then passed it off as a glitch or like an Easter egg, or... There was always, like, a secret, dark and scary thing hidden in your favorite games, because that was, like, also the golden age of the creepypasta, right? So there are all these creepypastas about whatever was the most popular video game at the time. It's like, actually, if you go to like the special place and input the right series of commands, something terrifying will happen. A monster will come out and attack you, or some shit like that. Tons of things like that back in the day. Do some serious reminiscing. Anyway, I guess I'll go and talk to the marshal. May as well. We'll start riding in that direction. Sonic.exe. Oh, dude! I remember Sonic.exe. Goddamn. Something hidden under the truck. Yeah. The internet used to be such a fun place. Back before fucking TikTok. Back before social media really exploded. Right? When social media was largely confined to Facebook, still, like, that's where all the normies went. The rest of the internet was like this Wild West kind of place. Before Google bought out YouTube. I remember the days when YouTube videos didn't have ads. You guys remember that shit? Talking about having to pay for things. So, like, if you aren't paying extra for shit nowadays... Hang on. If you aren't paying extra for basic shit, then you're being advertised to constantly. Because, like... Bro, I went to the fucking gas station, right? And, like, this isn't a new thing. This has been happening for a long time, but... I go to pump my gas, the gas pump starts playing fucking ads. On a touchscreen. Like a goddamn mobile phone. It's like, you're a gas pump! Pump my gas and shut up! Holy shit. Whoa. Ooh. Oh, that looks pretty. Look at that! Remember back when this came out, big open world games like this in mainstream titles? This was still a very impressive thing back then. The idea of just being able to go anywhere you wanted in a video game. That was still a fairly new concept. Days of Newgrounds, yeah. And yes, I do remember Ben Drowned. I actually learned about Majora's Mask because of Ben Drowned. Because I was, I think, like 2 or 3 years old. I think I was 2 when that game came out, so I missed it initially. What are your thoughts on armored trains? It depends on what kind of train. But honestly, trains are so easy to fuck with and derail that they really aren't even remotely practical. If it's a steam engine, fucking forget it. You should not be taking a steam engine into combat. Anything ruptures the boiler, and you have a giant bomb. That is a massive liability in combat. And I know that they did make them, but it was mostly because they had to run the trains and needed to protect them somewhat. Nowadays, we don't need trains as much as we used to. We still rely on them pretty heavily in some areas, but it's nowhere near like it used to be. Yeah, I always... What I was talking about, like, man... I can't go anywhere without being advertised to constantly. Like, I'm a big enough cuck that I actually pay for YouTube Premium just to not have ads on my phone. Because, like, I use Brave on my computer, so, like, it blocks the ads on YouTube anyway. But it doesn't... I do most of my viewing on YouTube on my phone. So... You know, I go ahead and I pay for that service just to get rid of the ads. Like, I was so desperate to be rid of ads that I paid the company money to stop advertising shit I didn't want. That's how much I hate advertising. I will actually pay money not to be advertised to, and the companies know it. So, you know, there's that. But then, you know, even though I have and pay for that, the YouTubers themselves are advertising to me. You know, you watch like 3 or 4 unskippable 30-second ads, you get into the fucking video, and then the YouTuber himself stops his video within the first minute or halfway through or whatever, wherever he decides to put it, and advertises again at you. It's fucking crap, dude. Like, and it's always the same shitty products. Like Raid Shadow Legends, Raycon, earbuds, NordVPN, fucking AG1 or whatever the fuck it's called. For Honey was a big one for a while until people realized that it's a literal scam. Everything a YouTuber has ever tried to sell you is a scam, guaranteed. If it wasn't a scam, they wouldn't be advertising on YouTube. Or they would pay for regular, like, rolling ads on YouTube. They wouldn't pay a YouTuber to put it in their video if it wasn't a fucking scam. It's always a scam. And I don't necessarily blame the YouTubers for doing it. Like, they get offered insane sums of money for it. But, like, I wouldn't do that shit. If I were to ever advertise on this channel, and I'm not, like, totally opposed to the idea, it would have to be a product that I actively use, something that I like, and something that I would genuinely want other people to try. And I can count the number of products that are like that on one hand. So yeah, that's my thoughts on advertising. Because we get advertised to everywhere. Every single place. Favorite obscure World War II tank? I don't know if I'd call it obscure, but I really like the Matilda II. It's hard to be an obscure tank when you're used extensively by the British, but the Matilda II is a pretty good tank. It's not one of the main ones that people tend to talk about in terms of World War II armor. It's more of an earlier war tank, but it saw service all the way through. So it was doing something right. I'm also a big fan of the BT series of Soviet tanks, the light tanks, the Christie suspension tanks. But those aren't really obscure, I don't think. I think most people are at least somewhat familiar with those. Of course, it's hard to say BT-7 without following it up with 274.
That kind of thing don't concern me.
Alright, I need a drink. Because I'm parched. I'm sitting here talking and yammering, and I don't have any water. I'm gonna go get some water. Be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. I got my water. I had pizza for dinner, so it's salty. It dried me right the fuck out. Alright, let's go do a mission. I'm bitching about advertising and shit. Like, old man yells at cloud. T-28 super heavy. Oh, there's an interesting one. Titles for planting trees. Yeah, there's like something for giving someone a fake lordship title because they were paying for an alleged parcel of land out in Scotland or something, and it was all fake. I do remember that.
Shut up, you! Now what you want?
My name's John Marston. You wanted to speak to me.
Like, I automatically lose a little respect for people who advertise.
Wow.
Like, after it comes out that things are a scam.
We're both in the business of the law.
It's like, one of my favorite YouTubers is Brandon Herrera. I think that he's generally a pretty cool guy. But he continues to advertise for SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute.
You that one in Williamson.
And that's a massive scam.
Go on, shoot him, mister. Shoot him. Come on, what? You getting cute with me, boy?
What's going on here?
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
I love this guy, the
I got
marshal.
me one of them idiots who give marshals a bad name.
Oh, no. Put your gun down. You must be the man from Blackwater.
Yes, sir. Listen, that dog ain't too bright, but he seems loyal.
Jonah, get out of here for a minute.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson, sir. And
Good
you-
lord. How much back you
Oh, I
got?
done
You
seen
gotta
enough
spit every
of
2
your
seconds.
hide around here.
I mean, I don't chew myself, so I wouldn't know,
I
but...
think there's some school children down the way you can go and frighten.
Oh, hardy fucking har.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston? Apart from
Doesn't seem like a very appropriate spot for an F-bomb for the time period.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Okay.
Can you help me?
He's outside my jurisdiction. He's in the next county. Of course, Bill Williamson and his boys have tended to keep themselves away from my town.
So you're happy to have him out there?
Well, I ain't happy, but I also ain't suicidal. My job is to keep this town safe, not clean up all of these 3 counties. It's hard enough around here.
You know, I hear you speak, and suddenly I'm reminded of how some of the people I respected most in my life had a problem with authority. What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm sure you and your fine friends have enjoyed spending your time running around pursuing noble causes. My cause is to keep this town from turning into a living hell for the folks who live here. Whole world has problems, mister, and I'm here doing what I can.
Why? What's happening?
Right now, I got the railway, the people who pay my salary, trying to get me to turn a blind eye to them burning down settlements up there. I got a bunch of cattle rustlers out near Box Canyon needs shutting down. Not forgetting the gang that keeps murdering homesteaders out in the back country. And I got a bunch of hoods over in the saloon, drunk, threatening to shoot up the whole town. That's all I got today. But it's early yet. Give me a couple more days. There'll be more.
All right, tell you what. Let's go deal with them hoods in the saloon. Then we'll discuss Williamson.
Okay, boy. You're a persistent little cuss, ain't you?
Only when things matter.
I love the marshal.
Let's head over to the saloon.
Yeah, you too. I don't really have an answer to your tank question.
Led by this fella called Walt. Goddamn road agent.
I know. If it's a really obscure tank, then I probably don't know about it, to be perfectly honest with you.
On the reins these days.
And you're happy to let them drink in your saloon?
Happy?
I'm not that kind of autist. Aircraft I can do, but
That's
tanks.
an interesting
I'm not
approach to
quite
law
as
enforcement.
I do what I can, Mr. Marston.
up to my
We ain't the government.
thing on it.
There's the dumb rat bastard now. Let's follow him. See what kind of hole he crawls into.
Mount up, Marston. Walton's our man. Damn, he's seen us. Come on, don't lose him.
Come on.
Ran off pretty quick. I gotta tap the A button again.
He is. Why don't we just beef him now while we got the chance?
Because that ain't how the law works.
Is that right, Marshal?
And alive, he can still talk.
Doesn't sound like he's a man to be reasoned with.
He ain't. But a few days of my hospitality and he'll be telling me what I need to know. Walton's gang's been growing fast.
Outlawing's easy money for easy work.
Cholla Springs, Gap Tooth Ridge, these boys get around. Walton's the start, but there's plenty more where he came from.
I will say this runs really well, given that they've updated the API on it. Normally I play games like this and they run like absolute dog shit.
Looks like he's holed up at the old Pleasance house. Let's hold up a minute and find a spot for our horses.
Hey!
Alright, now the real question is, do I want to do this with my repeater or do I want to do this with my revolver?
Looks like we got company, boys. Damn. Take cover.
It wasn't really common to two-hand a revolver back then, but not unheard of.
Move
No,
up
no,
to
give me
that
that.
wagon on your right. I'll cover you. Behind the... Smoke him out.
Haha! Nice.
If you don't stop that, you ain't gonna live!
Got
I'll
him.
kill every last one of you!
The shooting is a little archaic in this game, but it is fun. Come on. Oh, I'm hitting the rock. I just wasted a ton of my very limited bullets. I love the way the bodies react to getting hit. Wow. This is not an accurate weapon whatsoever. I'm really supposed to use the repeater for this. Let's go ahead and switch back to it. There we go. Is that a turkey back there? No, that was a horse rearing. Okay. Pop your head up. Do it, you pussy. I'm hitting the fence now. God damn it. Alright, let me get up to the outhouse. Ow. Got him.
Not a bad shot, Mr. Marston. Why don't you check in with me next time you're in town?
I don't want to be no policeman, Marshal.
Nor did I, my friend. I can promise you that. I'll see you soon, Mr. Marston.
Semi-automatic flintlock rifle. Interesting. I am intrigued by the mechanics of such a weapon. You'd have to formulate some kind of cartridge to make that work. Give me your shit. You make a surprising amount of money by looting corpses in this game. Well, hello there. Back the way you came. You can see the damage on the bodies, too. Like, I hit him in the head. You can see it It's kind of blown open there. Really detailed for the time. Whoop, that's a snake. That's a rattler. Was a rattler. Give me that.
Lie still.
Talking about the puckle gun. The puckle gun is not semi-auto. Not by a long stretch. A lot of people call it like an early revolver or Gatling gun. It's really neither of those. It's very much a... Not going to check the outhouse. Why? Is there something in the outhouse? I don't know. Let's take a look. There's nothing in the outhouse. What are you talking about? Are you telling me to check out the house? Ah. Well, thank you for that. Greatly appreciated. Who was that? Point Man Frosty. Thank you. I didn't even think of it. So, how the puckle gun works, Overdrive, is it has a bunch of preloaded chambers. And, hang on, there's gunfire. What's going on?
How good are you with iron?
Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to do the shooting contest. That's alright. We'll just go over here. So, how it worked was, you had a bunch of preloaded chambers in that sort of revolver setup, and you would unscrew the back of it. So you would fire off the one that was aligned with the barrel, you would unscrew the back, shift over the next chamber into position. You do all this manually, like the crank on the back that's not for cranking like a Gatling gun. That's the screw mechanism that holds the back plate on. So you would screw off the back plate, then you would grab the thing and physically reposition it to the next one in line, screw it back into place, pull back the flint, and fire that. It was a lot quicker than muzzle loading a gun for every shot, to be sure, but it was definitely not semi or full auto. You look at the thing and you see a revolving cylinder, and you see, all those different. It looks like a revolver with a crank on the back. So you look at it and you think, Gatling gun. No, it is not that at all. It is a much more manual and slow-firing weapon than that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people make a really big deal about that. They get lost in the weeds on the Second Amendment argument, and they always bring up the puckle gun. Like, the Founding Fathers couldn't have foreseen modern weapons. Well, they had machine guns. Look at the puckle gun. Well, no, that's not what the puckle gun is. And also, the argument is irrelevant, like, on the face of it anyway, so... Because it doesn't matter whether they foresaw modern weapons or not. The idea that they didn't think that technology would ever advance is completely ludicrous, and even if they did, they would want the civilian population to be just as well armed as the government. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter that whether they foresaw the invention of the machine gun or not. The point is to keep the civilians at least somewhat close to parity. And they would have said full parity with the federal government in terms of what they were able to field. So the puckle gun is a bad counter to a bad argument. I see people talk that way about it all the time. Yes, Frosty makes an excellent point. Like back then, the weapon of mass destruction of its day was the armed warship. Strapping cannons onto a ship. That was how you projected force back then. That put you on the level of some full militaries. And you were very much allowed to just have those in the early United States. Somebody wrote to, I forget which founding father it was, asking, is it okay if I own one of these? And the response was basically, the fuck do you mean is it okay? Of course it's okay. Buy your ship. Put cannons on it.
Oh, they took my boy. My boy.
Who did?
He's missing. He's only a youngster. My boy is missing.
Where? Who took him?
Them people in the hills. Them hills near Hanging Rock. They took it.
Can't the police force help you?
No. They can't even help themselves. Please, sir. My son is missing. I need your help.
If I find him, I'll bring him back to you.
I forget exactly where Hanging Rock is. I think it's out this way. I think that's it right over there. Yeah, there's lots of misconceptions about constitutional amendments and what they mean. And also, historical weaponry. People will sensationalize the shit out of things.
There's much treasure here. You want map? I retire. Here, take map. You earn it.
I'll happily take this off your hands, my friend.
Thanks for the map and the $4. I'd have killed those guys for free.
What have we got here?
Thank you. Anything good in here? A fancy looking compass. That looks suspiciously like a wildcat up there. You guys see that? Let's go investigate. It's too small for that. Little coyote? Yeah, it's a coyote. I guess it's a coyote in this part of the world. Yankee land, we call them coyotes. Given that the word is, I believe, Spanish, coyote is the correct pronunciation, but still. Philadelphia Derringer pistol? I've never heard of it. Typically, I'm not a big fan of Derringers in general. A nice thing for a lady of the streets in the mid-19th century, perhaps, but little outdated when the M&P shield exists, you know? A little hard to justify that purchase nowadays. Your woman can probably handle more gun than a Derringer. Something that would actually protect her if she wound up in danger. Now... Okay, gotta go further up. I don't quite remember... Let me check the map again. Okay, you follow the little trail here. Or what the game thinks is a trail. There's no trail here, but the map says there's one. Hear more gunfire.
We all have problems, and we must solve them together, or we die alone.
Suppose you should skin the bastard. A weapon that killed Lincoln.
Last spill.
Oh, is that what Booth was using? I knew he had a small pistol. I mean, for a job like that, I guess you could do worse. Whoa, Jesus! Where the hell did that come from? Jesus! All these critters, dude. Holy shit.
Let's make this quick.
That legit scared me. Holy crap. I'm always getting attacked by cougars. They're dangerous things, cougars. You never know when they're going to jump out at you. Well, that was a full-size wolf.
This is dirty.
Currently laughing hard at the rumor the FCC is now breathing down the back of Bob Iger's neck. Why? Oh, we lost Stevens.
Tough one, ain't you?
Well, free money. You always sell the pelts. Use it to buy better shit. Yeah, for the skunk.
Oh, Lord. This is nasty.
Well, somebody's decided to have a fire tonight. Jesus. They got the big engines out. Alright, well, that's everybody looted, so let's go and, actually make a little progress here. I think I hear another one. A bone and a shoe. Well, that's what we call, suboptimal. Discriminatory practices in Disney's DEI policies. Oh. Well, that would be cool. As much as I enjoyed ProZD not getting voice acting roles because he's Asian and campaigned so hard for people only playing roles that fit their actual race, having that backfire on him so spectacularly. Alright, I'm not gonna bother stopping for that. Let's get out of here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Probably get a move on. But yeah, having that spectacularly backfire on him was incredibly satisfying to watch, but at the same time, I'd rather just have the policy stop altogether. As enjoyable as the Schadenfreude is, now you can sell the horse. I mean, I could. What are these questions? Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse? I don't know, dude. I haven't watched fucking Looney Tunes in 20 years.
Load up now. Hey, you there! Don't just pass on by. Shut your mouth, else I'll open up your head. That one nearly gave me a haircut. I can't believe it. Just walk away. What's mine is yours, friend. Don't mention it.
Awful close to town for that hold-up, isn't it?
Oh my!
Alrighty.
Sorry about this, partner.
FCC should be abolished. I think that it should, but first we should use it to do some good, and then dismantle it immediately afterward. Like, undo the damage that it's done using its authority, and then get rid of it. Of course, that'll never happen, but hey, we can dream. Mr. Avmov. Find it also hilarious. CGL is on fire due to the recent acts of financial stupidity. Chip on my shoulder for what they've done to Shadowrun. Yeah, dude. A lot of people expected them to handle BattleTech well, and I don't really understand where they got that idea. Because, like, they announced that they were launching that reboot to start with. And it's like, they had been mismanaging Shadowrun for years. It's like, they can't manage anything properly. Shadowrun is a dead fucking game, dude. It's dead. Yes, IC680, welcome. I'd apologize, but I'm not sorry. April Fools.
Hello? Hello? It's Armadillo 731. What is it with these things? Hello?
I don't know who Roy Calbeck is, but...
Hello? Hello?
Sounds fun. What's happening?
I have no idea. Yeah, if it's important, they'll send someone down like they did with you.
Suddenly, the world is full of days.
Yeah. I remember when we first got
when does
here.
RDR1 take place? Right after the Civil War later? Much later. I believe it's 1912.
Now guys can get here from the Midwest, and they can do it in 6 days.
Things have changed.
They've gotten away from me. Hello? I don't understand it no more, boy. Honest to goodness.
You drive a car later on in this game.
Marshall!
But like the death of the Old West is a big part of the story of this game.
I've just been up in the canyon, spying like you said. I think I seen me a couple of them rustlers. I think it was the Ballard twins and a couple of Mexicans.
They up there right now?
Well, it was a group of 4 men rounding up Mr. Gulch's livestock, and none of them looked like any of Gulch's hands, so yes, sir, right now.
That sarcasm's most unbecoming, Eli. It's gonna hold you back in life, even worse than your lazy eye. All right, let's go.
Dark Age was your first exposure to BattleTech. My sincerest condolences.
I will try.
It'd be my pleasure.
You weren't introduced to BattleTech. You were introduced to an entirely different game. I am so sorry. There's nothing of BattleTech in Dark Age. Come over here, you stupid equine.
How long you been working for the government, Marston?
I don't work for the government.
Well, I got a telegram from some federal clowns in Blackwater that says otherwise.
Some kind of vigilante?
You don't look like no government, boy.
I guess it's complicated. I came because it was made impossible for me not to.
You sure are a tight-lipped son of a bitch, mister.
I guess I am. I ain't gonna dig this hole no deeper.
Ain't you all proud and superior? Don't forget you need us more than we need you. Bill Williamson folded you up like an empty purse the last time, if I remember correctly.
Simmer down, Jonah.
Listen to your boss, Jonah. There's a good boy. Otherwise, I'll put a hole in your hillbilly head and watch your tiny brain drain out.
I'll be honest with you, Marston. I ain't for all this government interference.
Believe me, Marshal, neither am I.
I try to keep the federal boys happy. I mean, we need all the help we can get. But what does a flannel-mouthed city boy who never forked a bale of hay in his life know about a state like New Austin?
Nothing, I reckon.
All this manifest
Answer your question again, Iatsu. It's 1911, 1912. Very early 20th century.
Everybody dismount. Follow me.
Right at the very tail end of the Old West.
Let's go. Stay alert, boys.
I would say the Old West as we know it lasts up until maybe around the early 20s or so. And that's a
Let's see how many there
bit
are.
of a stretch, even then.
Sons of bitches. Wait up, Marston. We need to stick together.
Alright, we gotta have a gunfight. Well, that dude fell.
Nice shot. Okay, boys, you head down that left fork. I'll take the right. Marston, you can come with me or go with them.
Well, you know I'm going with the Marshal.
Hurry up! Stay with us!
Oh, that was a Wilhelm scream.
Now what are you gonna do?
There's a couple of the rat
Yellowstone
bastards.
is 1925.
Come on,
Yeah.
keep moving.
If you count Yellowstone.
My God. Come on! The deputies are making some ground over there.
That ammo. Ammo.
Stay close!
I've never seen Yellowstone, so I wouldn't know.
Help me out here, will you?
Don't tell me what to do.
There he is. All right, let's
Who do you
move
think
down
you
and
are?
take
Some
those
kind of
bastards
lawman? Oh, I have to actually, like, keep him alive and shit?
I'm
Alright.
giving you one last chance to put your hands in the air. Tell the ballers to get themselves up, or we'll kill every last one of you. There's one more for the vultures. Good shooting, boy.
Oh, yeah. The shooting's a little jank, but when you land a hit, there's such a good sense of impact with the ragdolls.
Get those thieving bastards!
This is where it ends, buddy! Right here!
All right, search the camp, Marston. I'll wait for you a short ways up this ridge.
I'll take your ammo. What we got here? Yeah, the West lasted... I mean, it was never quite the way it's portrayed in media.
Something for my troubles.
But it did last from around a little prior to the Civil War all the way up to around 1920 or so. A lot of guys say like the time the West really died was when the automobile started becoming commonplace. You start getting Ford Model A's running through the mud streets. That's really when the Old West is done.
Follow me!
Wow, that hurt.
Come on! Let's get these sons of bitches!
Got one of them. Ouch. Where is he at?
Are you gonna shoot any of these
There
rustlers,
he goes.
boy?
I've been shooting most of them, you bitch.
Oh my goodness! Come on, let's get to the rest of the boys.
Favorite grunt suit from Gundam? Oh god. I think I would go with the Jim Cold Districts type from War in the Pocket. Granted, the only time you really see them is when they're getting their shit rocked by Zeon, but to be fair, those are special forces they're up against, so in a surprise attack. So it's hardly a good indication of its capabilities. That's a tough call because like there's so many good grunt
It
designs.
looks as good a spot as any. Gather around and listen up. Let's try to sneak up on them. The closer we are, the less chance they have of making a run for it.
Just keep sneaking on up. You want to shoot or you want to keep sneaking?
Surrender, or I'll kill you all! I'll be goddamn wrong.
Too close!
Come on, give them hell! That bastard won't be rustling no more.
The auto aim is really weird. Like, it will prioritize the wackiest targets.
There's one more for the vultures. Looks like the bollards won't be rustling again anytime soon. Quick, let's get those hostages free.
We gotta run down now. Product type gun tank. Oh, is that the one from the Origin? That gun tank? I remember that one. Ever heard of an upcoming mech game called Scramble Vice? No, I haven't. I'll have to look it up.
Thanks,
Thanks, Marshal.
Dueling flintlocks and
We're
muzzle
indebted to you
loaders in
with
the
our
Lily
lives.
Northwest.
Let's get them
Dude,
cattle back safe.
muzzle loaders are an underrated type of shooter. I played a good amount of Holdfast. Occasionally play War of Rights.
Now, about Williamson.
They're genuinely
I'll
fun.
do what I can. You know, as you can see, this country is infested with all manner of scum.
Say that again.
Well, one other thing, Marston. Mr. Johnson, sir. It's Mr. West Dickens. He's missing.
Who?
Mr. West Dickens, the tonics merchant. He was due in town last week.
Oh, the narcotic and bat piss salesman who cons housewives out of their money with promises of eternal youth.
Yes, him, but I think you're being a little unfair. He's helped a great many of the county, and many of the townsfolk are really missing him.
You hear that, Marston? We just butchered a gang of thieves, and the town is up in arms about a missing snake oil merchant. I am so glad to be serving such a wise and respectable people. Come on, Eli.
Having worked in public safety, I totally get where the marshal is coming from. People are so fucking stupid. Greedfall? Dude, Greedfall is one of my favorite games. I played through it like 5 or 6 times. It's a really good game. Got 150 fame. They're famous round these parts. I tell you what. I don't even know what accent that's supposed to be. It's the cowboy accent, I guess. This man's loaded with ammunition. Pardon me, sir. Do that the entire rest of the stream. Y'all were expecting gay furry porn, but it's just me doing an insufferably horrible accent. That's what you sign up for. There's a box in here. What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? $12. Should go pay back Bonnie. Got enough money for it now. Hello, what's this? Another $12. Revolutionary war game like War of Rights. It'd be super cool. If you haven't played Holdfast Nations at War, you should. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good fun. I might stream it one of these days. Sound like Mr. Haney from Green Acres? There's a show I haven't thought about in a while. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside. Yeah, my grandparents had that one playing at the house all the time. God damn. Let's loot some more corpses, shall we? I don't remember which character Mr. Haney is from that show, unfortunately. It's been too long. They want to give Luigi the death sentence? Oh no! Luigi lose. I mean, he did murder somebody. Like Bill Clinton, you know?
Come on.
You murdered a guy. I didn't watch Petticoat Junction. I wouldn't know. So when I was growing up, there were a few shows that I watched that were from the time period where like the Western was really popular. Green Acres isn't really a Western show. It's just city girl in a country life situation back before that was done to death. And then beyond that, there was the Rifleman that I watched, Little House on the Prairie, and my mom was obsessed with Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I never understood the appeal of that show. Basically, every episode's the exact same. The town has a problem, so Dr. Quinn tells everyone what the solution is supposed to be. They all ignore her because she's a woman. And then she ends up being proven right, and everybody's like, oh, we should have listened to you from the start. And then next episode, they will also not listen to Dr. Quinn because she's a woman doctor, and who ever heard of such a thing? Such a revolutionary concept. A woman doctor. Wow. Couldn't possibly be. One of the shows ever made. But my mom loved it, so we were always watching it. Little House on the Prairie wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, and Bonanza. That was the other one. If I was watching a Western show, it was usually Bonanza or The Rifleman. That's actually... Bonanza is the first time I ever saw somebody fan the hammer on a revolver. Medicine Woman was the chick lit of Westerns. It really was. Which, in your opinion, is the bloodiest battle of the Civil War? That's not really open to opinion, E2. It's... That's not the sort of thing you have an opinion about. There are objective statistics. And last I checked, it was Gettysburg. In my opinion. Oh, man. Let me sell off my shit.
Hello, sir.
All genuine stuff.
Right.
Thanks for the business.
There, new pelt.
Another satisfied customer.
Snakeskin. Got 4 wolf hearts. No Lonesome Dove. No, I didn't watch Lonesome Dove.
I've been hearing about this midway that has dancing Indians. Mighty weird.
Probably don't need this
Spread
cougar
the
meat
word.
neither.
I hope you see something you need.
Yeah, I can't buy any guns here, I don't believe.
There. That's what I got.
Yeah, they don't sell guns at this store. I have to go into Armadillo for that. That's alright, we can worry about that a little later. Let's go talk to Bonnie, see what she has. And then next time I go into Armadillo, I'll stop by the gun store.
Oh, Mr. Marston, how are you?
Good, Miss McFarlane. How are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman. Hop on up, Mr. Marston. You're looking much better, considering you were almost buzzard food a couple days ago.
I have you to thank for that, miss.
So do tell me, have you needlessly risked your life since we last spoke?
No, miss, I have not.
Well, that's a relief. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, there's always hope, Mr. Marston. You can't be a rancher in this kind of country if you don't believe that.
An admirable attitude, miss.
I suppose so. I can't think of any other way to stay sane, to be frank. What about you? Have you ever given up hope altogether?
Hope hasn't really entered into it. It's not really something I think about.
A peculiar outlook. I can't really say I understand you.
I can't always say I do either.
Oh, don't be so deliberately enigmatic.
I'm not, miss.
Yes, you are. You are being deliberately obscure as a substitute for having a personality.
I just know there
Hey,
are two
I
theories
resemble
to
that
arguing
remark.
with women, and neither one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with a response.
Deliberately enigmatic as a substitute for having a personality. I think that you should probably not talk about me that way, Bonnie.
You have a strange sense of humor.
Well, you must admit, it's an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss McFarland.
Oh, please. Now who's being funny? Listen, I know that business with Williamson is your business, but I don't know. You've been good to us, and I don't think you're a bad man. A little stupid, perhaps, but not rotten. I just worry about you gallivanting around these parts like you're some kind of deranged bounty hunter. Like Paul always says, don't go waking snakes.
I appreciate your concern for us lesser mortals, Miss McFarland. I really do. And if there was any other way out, I'd take it. I can assure you of that.
You never did tell me where you live.
I have a small holding up in Great Plains.
A farmer? Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. And at what point during your day of hunting down outlaws do you find time to raise chickens?
Only been at it 3 years or so. I guess I'm kind of new to it.
You're telling me? So who's looking after this farm of yours right now?
Uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, as far as I know. Just an old dog who's as lazy as a lizard on a hot day. The kind of fella laboring under the delusion that age brings wisdom.
Sounds like the perfect person to leave in charge of your entire livelihood.
We go way back, and I didn't have a lot of choice.
I'd be getting back there if I was you.
That's what I'm trying to do, miss.
Thoughts on the Lone Ranger? Well, that depends. Are you talking the books, or the comics, or the TV show, or the radio show, or the Disney movie?
Who's we?
Be a little more specific. I'll tell you what I think about the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, New Austin. The last real outlaw country, where the old ways still hold true. Do a man wrong, he'll shoot you for it. Do a man right, well, he still may shoot you for it. But at least you have an idea of what's right and what's wrong there.
Dear, oh dear, Mr. Marston. What dreadful novel did you get that romanticized drivel out of? Those days are long gone, if they were ever here at all. According to Paul, those days were just people shooting each other because they lost at cards. We'll be lucky if our ranch survives another 5 years.
Some of them did, yeah.
Businessmen are the new cowboys.
If you want my opinion on him as a character, the TV show, now I also want to know your thoughts on the movie. Yeah, so...
You look like a man who's been through the mill.
My opinion on
I mean, you've lived some life. I'm 27 years
on
old,
the character as a whole is very positive.
Although many years ago we did
He's made by the same people that made the Green Hornet, so it's good stuff.
She said she was French, but she spoke Russian.
That was
when Paul thought I would become a lady.
He was the more popular character of the two.
I know, and I wouldn't change my life.
And Green Hornet kind of died so that he might continue to live.
I wish I'd been, well, braver.
But I love the radio show. I really like the TV show. The Disney movie, holy shit, what a travesty. What an absolute fucking disaster of a movie.
I always enjoy a trip to Armadillo.
Sure is a pleasant journey.
Gunslinger, are you unfamiliar with my channel? I am one of the only Green Hornet fans in existence, and I am a massive Green Hornet fan.
That's what I heard.
It's a terrible shame.
I absolutely adore the Green Hornet. One of my super chat things is actually a Green Hornet notification.
Well, he's doing what he can with what he's been given, I suppose.
No, I like the Green Hornet more than I like the Lone Ranger. I like the Green Hornet more than I like other characters of his type, like the Shadow.
So this is Armadillo. Manhattan it is not, but it does okay for us. Most important thing for you right now is getting yourself into Dr. Johnson's office.
If the Disney movie didn't have the Lone Ranger title attached to it, would you still think it's bad? Yes.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay
I would think that it's remarkably underwhelming and boring with a stupid subplot that doesn't go anywhere and a nonsensical final climax that is just a terrible, terrible travesty. Yeah, really bad movie. And the fact that it's supposedly Lone Ranger just makes it worse. I feel similarly about John Carter.
Hello, friend.
I got stock of them electric belts if you need to lose weight. I hope that helps.
Thank you very much.
Too long. Yeah, it is too long, isn't it? For how boring a movie it is. Can I go inside the gunsmiths? I can.
Dear sir, hello.
Nope, we can't put no price on safety.
Let's see, I can't get any of the better weapons yet.
Why, thank you.
Okay. Take the Phantom over the Shadow. I'm not as familiar with the Phantom, but...
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to
I prefer the Green Hornet to most other types of characters.
now and again.
I hesitate. I want to call him a pulp character, but he's not. He wasn't in any pulp novels, but he was.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo?
He's in the same vein, and he's contemporary with a lot of pulp heroes. But he's a radio hero, not a pulp hero. There is a difference.
Try not to get yourself
I have
shot.
heard of the Phantom. I just haven't read any of his stuff. Always been curious about it. Better weapons in Rivertown.
I've never lost a single piece of merchandise.
I don't think I've unlocked the ability to purchase new guns yet. I think you have to progress the story a ways before those become available. Yeah, I do really like the Shadow. His novels are really fun. He actually got a somewhat decent movie adaptation, unlike the Green Hornet. I tell this every time I talk about the Green Hornet movie, but the guy who runs my local comic shop really put it best talking about that movie. He says, I borrowed that one from a friend and I still wanted my money back. Who's getting shot? Ow.
Those fellas had it coming to them. My mistake, sir.
I will take all your shit. You don't get to just ride into town shooting your pistols up in the air like a bunch of hooligans. Not in my town. But yeah. For those who don't know about the Green Hornet movie, they gave it to Seth Rogen. And so that tells you pretty much everything you need to know about it right there. Absolutely despicable. Alright, well now what do I want to do with my life? I've saved the town from these guys. That horse was coming through, good lord. Probably get out of the street. Finish this game after killing Dutch. Don't have the heart to kill off John and make Jack and Abigail watch. Yeah.
Hello there.
I mean, the ending portion of the game is pretty fucking boring anyway, so... Yeah, once you kill Dutch, there really isn't much left to the game beyond that. You just kind of go and do your thing. Yeah, I feel sorry for anyone who spent money on Seth Rogen's Green Hornet. It's just appallingly awful. Let's go riding around. Another thing that makes this game better than the sequel. You can call your horse anywhere at any time. The other one wanted to be more immersive with the horse. You could only call it when you were nearby. Yeah, let's just follow one of these roads, see where it goes. I don't often just kick back and explore in one of these games. It's quite a trip seeing this game run at 60 FPS. It never did that on the old consoles. Yeah, I can get to Rivertown, Frosty, but will they have anything when I get there? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm locked out. Let's see. Rio Bravo. I think that's it there. Tall trees. I think this is it? We'll ride out that way and see. I don't remember. No, I will complain about the horse system in Red Dead 2 because it's stupid. I'm tired of games making themselves more boring for the sake of immersion, while being perfectly happy to gamify other things. Like, you're not a simulator, you're an open-world cowboy game. I'm not being able to call my horse when I get dragged away on some other adventure. I don't care it's unrealistic whether they can hear me from wherever I am. I want my horse, and I want it now. I don't want to have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off until I can get back to it. Or do an action that will make it magically appear at my side anyway, just with extra steps. And like, if everything else about the horse system was kept, then it's fine. You know, like, that's all well and good. But like, let me call the horse from further away. Everything else about the horse is fine. I like, you know, I like having the storage on the horse for throwing the carcasses and the furs onto, throwing your captives on. That's all great. But I am not a fan of not being able to call your horse. That's really it. Any TMNT ripoff you enjoyed as a kid? What do you mean by ripoff? What do you mean bounty?
Not a problem, friend. You owe me one. Easy.
Alright, I guess these were lawmen. I just saw people going out and trying to kill somebody. I didn't even see. I had no idea that they were men of the law. Just saw armed men chasing down an unarmed man and shooting at him. Can you rob the train? I think you can. I'm not sure. I never do that because not that kind of playa. take a drink of this water. Yeah. Pseudo Stooge, I know what you're talking about with like the new Modern Warfare games. The thing about the reboot games that really bugged me was playing through the campaign. How many missions in the Modern Warfare reboot are shitty stealth missions? Like, the stealth systems in Call of Duty are nowhere near robust enough to have that many stealth sections. Ruiner Actual, this is Red Dead 1. In my opinion, the superior game of the two. %, ABV, Blue Rust, Lemonade. I have no idea what that even means, dude. Sounds alcoholic. I don't really drink. I do not imbibe, sir. Whoa!
Why don't you go get some bread? Even this up a bit.
These guys just kind of show up, I guess. What the?
Stupid damn animal!
What is that? Is that supposed to be the horse?
What have we got here?
Oh, it's a snake!
Tough one, ain't you?
I was gonna say, like, what the fuck? The horse was nowhere near me. It wasn't the horse. I got bit by a fucking snake. There, that'll learn you. Hold still. There we go. Food Lion or Kroger? I don't... What? The hell is Food Lion? I only barely know what Kroger is. I assume it's a grocery store of some kind from some fuck-ass part of the country that doesn't matter. If you're asking what kind of grocery store we have up here, it's Hannaford. Hannaford's what we got.
Hey.
Oh, this is Thieves Landing. I probably don't want to be here.
Come in swinging. You can't win this.
I was never any good at the duels in this game. I still don't entirely understand how they work. I'm not gonna try my luck. Well, there's a gun store here.
Howdy.
Take you for a short trigger,
Oh,
man.
I can get a Springfield rifle. Well, shit.
I might be looking for something you got.
Well, that's all I got for you.
I'll definitely take a Springfield rifle, that's for damn sure. See, that's a single shot, as I recall. We'll head back. I don't need to put it on a waypoint for that. It's just back the way I came. Alright, Moontooth, thanks for joining in. Glad to have you. Wawa gas stations might start expanding westward. Well, maybe they should expand northward, because we don't have those up here either. And yes, I have played the old Battlefront games. They are some of my favorites. In fact, I think I streamed some gameplay from that with Delta back in the day. Did some multiplayer. No, I used to play those games religiously. Fastidiously. There's a few restaurant chains that I wish would expand up here. We've recently got a couple Chick-fil-A's, which is nice. I do like some Chick-fil-A. Neither of them are close to where I live. God knows they're not going to let them open one in Augusta. That fucking liberal hick town. But we don't have Sonic up here. We haven't got Jimmy John's. We don't have Zaxby's. When I was going to college in the South, for my birthday, my sister took me to Zaxby's. And the chicken wasn't anything particularly special, but the sauce, that was some good fucking sauce. I've always wanted to go back. What the heck happened here?
Let's see what you got.
I had some ammo.
Come on.
The checkers or rallies? Nope. We do not have checkers or rallies. I've never even heard of Potbellies. We don't have Culver's. I want fucking Culver's. I got to go out to Michigan to visit my family about a month ago, and they took me to Culver's. And god damn it, we need that shit here. That's some good fucking eats. Just make food at home. Well, my wife does that most of the time, but every once in a while, you want to go out and get something a little bit different.
Just goes to show. Best excuse me, I got chores waiting. I heard the Southwestern goddamn railroad company's buying up even more land. Really?
I don't think we have Waffle House either. Yeah, I don't think we have Waffle House. I don't know for sure because I never go there, but I don't think we actually have. Hold on, let me look it up. Now I'm actually curious because I'm like half remembering Waffle Houses around, but because I never ate there They were all over the place when I was going to school in South Carolina. So now I'm like, am I remembering these along my daily commute, or was that just when I was in college? What's the closest Waffle House? Let's see. Nope, the closest, according to Google, the closest Waffle House to me is in Clarks Summit, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, we do not have Waffle House here. The closest Waffle House is in Pennsylvania. It's completely absent from New England. You go to Michigan, you see a fair share of Potbelly's sandwich place. Okay. Yeah, I really liked Culver's. I had a great time at Culver's. That's a good burger. Good milkshakes. It's like well, no, that's underselling it. I was gonna say it's like Five Guys, but actually good. That's underselling it, because like it's better than that. You know what it is? It's like a somewhat classier Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake is another thing that we don't have. What's first fast food place? Burger King, McDonald's, or Sonic? Well, we don't have Sonic here, but I don't mind Sonic. I've been to a few. I would say Burger King is the worst one. Not a fan of Burger King. Not in the slightest. I mean, I like the Bacon King, okay. Bacon King, no mayo. That's a decent, okay-ish burger with the sauce they put on that, but it's junk, really, and it's too big. I don't often talk about fast food burgers as being too big, but like the Bacon King, that's a monster of a burger. I always feel like such a fat fucking slob whenever I finish one. It actually makes me feel a little bit sick. So I don't go there very often. See, like, you go to Burger King and your options are the tiniest fucking burger you ever consumed that just doesn't even come close to filling you, or this giant obelisk of meat and bread that just completely destroys your digestive tract. With a stream like this, I can only wonder what's going on. A dramatic reading of the Alaric Ward romance novel, a Brian Young interview. I don't think Brian Young would talk to me even if I tried. I think that man genuinely hates my guts. I'm already kind of the arch Warhammer of BattleTech. My name is not to be mentioned at Catalyst. I've heard this from people who work there, and from people who frequent like their official servers. My name is not to be mentioned. People have gotten disciplinary action in their their Discord server, their official one, just for bringing me up. So I don't think Brian Young likes me very much. Just gonna go out on a limb. Though it's not like I'm exactly holding my breath for his approval, given that he's admitted to being a literal cuck. I'm not just saying that. Like, he's literally... The term he used was open relationship. But what he means is that his wife fucks other men and he watches. So... You know... We got Tim Hortons up by us. Yes, we do have Tim Hortons because we are right next to Canada. So, yeah, we got Tim Hortons. We have Dunkin' Donuts as well. But in terms of we don't really have much in the way of restaurants that you don't find around the rest of the country. We do have Wendy's. Set Catalyst bring up Sam Lewis. That name doesn't ring a bell, I'm afraid. but I'll keep it in mind. Wait, hold on. Cowboy Commando. Battletech trans rights or human rights videos put out yesterday? I remember they did that. They did that last year. Did they do it again this year? I remember them. Well, it wasn't them that put it out, but like somebody put out a video for it. It's just a bunch of people who worked at Catalyst or were involved with BattleTech on someone else's channel. But yeah. Well, Vandal Noir, I wouldn't know what Brian is like in person. I haven't met him in person. But I don't think that... I'm sure... The thing is, like, when you meet people that you've bitched about or, you know, you talk to them face to face, most people are actually a lot more pleasant in person. The anonymity of being behind a screen really does give you more carte blanche to be just an absolute dickhead to someone. So people tend to be a lot nastier online. It's a lot harder to be an asshole to somebody's face, you know? So it doesn't surprise me that he's a decent man in person. A lot of people are. But character, like someone's character is what they are when they aren't being directly observed. Right? Oh, I only get 4 shots for that thing. That's sad.
Howdy.
No, I don't believe Brian Young to be a person of particularly high character, given the way he acts when he has that that degree of separation. And even then, like, I feel like if I did meet him in person, he probably wouldn't talk to me. Like, he'd turn around and walk the other way. The funny thing is, I put out that video a while back talking about Catalyst and their takeover of online spaces that they were doing. You guys remember that shit? And that was the point where I became a non-entity to them. I became Voldemort, and they wouldn't talk about me or let anyone talk about me in their presence. The thing is, they never like denied anything that I said. They never countered with anything. They just they blocked on everything and then plugged their ears and pretended that nobody had said anything. If they ignore the problem enough, it'll go away, that type of thing. So, I don't think anyone who works at Catalyst thinks particularly highly of me. And I am perfectly okay with that. Honestly, if they did respect me, I'd feel like I was doing something wrong. Not the type of company I want to have positive relations with. Not in their current state, anyhow.
Have you, Miss McFarland?
Yes,
Things can always change, but they would have to change a hell of a lot.
I'm afraid those aren't my plans. See, I already have a life. Well, I had one, and I'm trying to reclaim it. Or maybe what you could say is that I had 2, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love to talk in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss McFarland.
Oh, call me Bonnie, you fool. Call me Bonnie.
Miss McFarland, I'm married. I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang. We robbed banks, trains, held people ransom. We killed people we didn't like. Bill Williamson was in that gang. Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family. Now,
Yeah,
supposing
I'm not too
this is
worried,
very interesting to you,
Cowboy Commando. I'm not too worried about
hope it
what
explains
happens with
why I was
Catalyst.
so eager to
Eventually,
talk
they're
about
gonna croak. BattleTech will go on a nice sabbatical, and we'll be back to
had no
Fan Pro. And
poor
I say
man.
Fan Pro, not like Fan Pro the
In
company,
this
but
new
Fan
country,
Production.
memories don't
The
really
type of
fade.
thing that actually kept BattleTech alive through
My father was an
the
illiterate
last
Scot born on the boat
hiatus
into
they
New
went
York.
through.
He never saw his homeland, but to hear him talk about it, you'd imagine he only ever ate haggis and wore a
It's
kilt.
like, it don't matter what
And he
happens to
hated the English
Catalyst.
for what they had done to his
They don't
great-grandparents
even
that he'd
own
never met.
BattleTech. They have the license to make BattleTech
don't
stuff.
forget.
Tops owns BattleTech.
Nothing gets forgiven.
That's true.
Tops doesn't care
Especially when it comes
at
to
all about BattleTech. All they
And, you
care
know,
about is the
even
bottom
now,
line.
after
The
all
only
these
reason they
labors,
own
my
BattleTech
father's debts are
is
still
because they
here.
bought up WizKids, and they didn't buy up
every day
WizKids
about
to
his
get
losing
BattleTech. They bought it to get access to their click system so they could put out a baseball game using the game system that they had.
Well,
It's literally the only reason they
let's just
have
say he
all
was
that.
blinded in a bar fight south of Chicago. My mother died during childbirth. She was a prostitute, and he was her... Well, I don't know what he was. So I was sent off to an orphanage and ran away and fell in with a gang.
My word. What a difficult life you've lived.
The leader of the gang taught me how to read, taught me how to see all that was good in the world. He was a great man in a way.
But you killed people.
Sure. And I've suffered for it. And that's the life I left, or tried to leave. Said too much, Bonnie. I'm an
Yeah, like
uneducated
BattleTech has
killer,
survived a
sitting here to
company
do
collapse
all I can
before.
do well.
The thing is, it's such a strong setting. The fiction is so good and established. It's gonna have fans long after any company stops making shit for it. I think that if Catalyst does go under, BattleTech will disappear in terms of new product. I think Tops will just sit on it. They may sell it off to somebody else, but I don't think they're going to see it as a profitable venture to invest in
No.
or license
Nothing so
out.
complicated. I need an extra hand to take out the
I think they're just going to let it sit,
Sure. Point
and
me in the
it'll
right
be
direction.
something they own, but they're not doing anything with. Or maybe they'll occasionally pump out some shitty half-ass product so that they still retain the rights. You know, the way Harmony Gold does with Robotech. Like how for the longest time you couldn't have Macross here in the States because fucking Harmony Gold owned Robotech and thought that entitled them to Macross itself.
Yeah! Thank you for telling me all that back there. It must have been hard for you.
Hope you understand now why I've been playing my cards somewhat close to my chest.
I didn't know you had a wife and child.
The next
Then
Mech
again,
Warrior
I don't
game
think I
had
ever
access
asked.
to the Nemesis mechanic. Well,
lucky to
it
have a
can't.
man like
Nobody
you.
can have a
I ain't
Nemesis
so sure
mechanic
about
because
that, but thank you.
they patented it.
Good to see you, Miss McFarland.
Nobody gets to have nice things.
He's got it. Stay behind him, Mr. Moss. That's
Come on.
it. Come on. Nice job, Mr. Marston.
Load up now.
Drive them down the road, Mr. Marston.
Whoa. Slow down.
Get right at them. Drive it this way.
Come on now.
Come on, boy.
We'll move on. There we go.
Let's go. Whoa there. Come on.
There we go.
Showing off now. Keep going, Mr. Marston.
Large herd out to the far pasture.
And the whole herd out.
Keep sweeping behind them. That way they'll stay together.
Forward.
if anything happens to Catalyst, the fans will keep BattleTech alive. That's what they've always
See you
done.
later. I have work to do back at the ranch.
Need to get some ammo for this rifle. Perk ear out. But yeah, fans are the real heart and soul of BattleTech. Anything happens to the company currently holds the license, it doesn't matter who makes the product. You know, fans of BattleTech have shown that they are more than capable of entertaining themselves without the benefit of any company. Been doing it for decades. Is he not open? Oh, teleported. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Gunslinger. Yeah, one thing I do know is that Catalyst has announced they're doing another Kickstarter, despite having promised that Mercenaries was going to be the last one. Apparently they didn't make enough cash.
Let me know if you need any help.
Hey, mister.
I got nothing but good, honest product. Spread the word.
There we go.
That's all I need for now.
I've been hearing about this midway that has banks and Indian.
There we are. So somehow, the Springfield rifle gets 4 shots before needing to be reloaded. I don't even want to think about how that works. It doesn't. Springfield conversion is a trapdoor rifle. It's a single shot. But yeah, Catalyst, you know, another Kickstarter. I say this to people all the time. Everyone points to how big the Kickstarters are. It's like, well, the fact that they're relying on Kickstarter at all is a much bigger indicator of where they're at financially than how well the Kickstarters do.
What's going on?
Let's see. Nigel West Dickens. I gotta get over to him. I don't think it counted my bounty because I killed all the witnesses. The thing, Gunslinger, about the Springfield trapdoor rifle that I don't like is that they took basically all their existing stock of Springfield muskets and cut them up to make the trapdoor rifles, which I understand because they wanted to modernize their arsenal, which, I mean, it's a fairly easy conversion. But at the same time, it means that original period Springfield muskets are actually really hard to find now because they all got cut up and converted into trapdoor rifles. I like those guns, they're nice, but you know, if you want a period one, it's gonna cost you a pretty fucking penny. Which it shouldn't, because they manufactured those things by the bajillions, but then they went and cut them all up. So I have a reproduction that I use for reenactment. It's nice. The Chiappa reproduction rifles are fairly decent. Yeah, there's... I greatly enjoy the Springfield rifle as a concept. I just wish that more of the originals had survived. I don't reenact as much as I used to. I bounce back and forth between a bunch of different jobs that meant that my schedule was really inconsistent, which is hard to do reenactment events around, but I still got all my kit. I need to lose some weight so I actually fit back into my uniform.
Hey, excuse me. Slow down. Can you help me? I'm stranded out here. I could really use a ride.
Don't do it. Yep, oh, you did it.
Actually, I got a better... You won't get away with this!
Nice try, fucker.
Sorry about this, partner.
You think I didn't know that trick? Bitch. Anyway. Yeah, I'd like to go reenacting with the guys again. It's been a while since I marched. The other thing is, I've got horrible joints. I inherited bad joints from my dad, his side of the family. So I can't march in brogues for very long. Brogans. Before I'm pretty well bushed. Like, I get to the point where I can't even walk after a mile or so in brogans. They are the worst shoes imaginable. Also, if you're reenacting somewhere that has anything other than dirt for you to walk on, you better believe you're slip-sliding all over the place in brogans. They ain't got no tread whatsoever. It's got a flat piece of leather and a steel heel plate. So if you gotta walk on stone or marble floors, even some hardwood floors, like, you will slip-slide all over the fucking place. But I do miss the reenactment. I made some pretty good friends in that. We hang out, have a fantastic time. The guys that do period-accurate cooking, so they had salt pork, and they'd stew up, desalinate, and do all that at the camps. It was a good opportunity for me to talk to the public and tell them that basically everything they ever heard about the Civil War is actually just a lie. Which is always really fun. I love seeing the reactions to that. What do you mean it wasn't about slavery? Well, it became about slavery. It did not start out that way. If you asked your average Union soldier and congratulated him for fighting on behalf of the slaves, he probably would have punched you in the nose for implying that he was fighting for that reason at all.
There's some errant wrongdoers down the way. You're going nowhere. You'll get along fine here, son. Now get gone. Anytime, friend.
Right across the road from where I want to be. Look at that.
Excuse me.
Thoughts on delayed roller
Excuse me, sir, you
firearms?
need
I've
help?
never used one. I couldn't tell you. They sound pretty cool.
Mister, you alive?
Fuck, god damn it.
Is that
Heavens.
rolling? Is that like the AN-94? Is that what that is?
Look like I'm okay.
Or like the Chris
good
Vector?
for a
I don't remember what
me.
mechanism that is. Yes, Matthew, I have been to Gettysburg. Not during a
get you to a
reenactment,
doctor
but I did
or
go
an
there with my
undertaker.
family once.
Whichever you need once we get to town.
St. Peter, open up them pearly gates. I'm coming home.
Come on, mister. Come on.
Hurry, sir. I'm bleeding like a badly butchered hog. You'll be fine. Just focus.
It is, the Civil War is always one of those hilarious concepts where it's like, you know, people say states' rights and then they always go, well, states' right to what? Thinking that you'll say slavery. It's like a state's right to secede from the Union, actually. That's what it was over. Slavery was just a small part of a much larger issue, initially. Slavery was mostly a publicity stunt.
What is your name, friend? John Marston. Oh, good God! Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Excuse me?
How many outlaws can a man encounter in one day?
You must have me mistaken with somebody else, friend.
The Ballard Twin, Walton's gang. I know who you are.
That was Martin.
My God! I've come back to finish me off! Oh, you coward! I implore you to please stay on the road! Excellent work, sir. Push on to Armadillo.
What the hell happened to you?
Bandits, hoodlums, the scoundrels robbed me blind and left me to die.
I can see that.
Once again, a victim of my own success. They see a man in a well-cut suit and this happens.
Do you know who they were?
No idea. I'm not the kind of man who has enemies.
You do now.
I give so much, and still they take. We live in an uncivilized and graceless world, friend. Our makers have funny sense of humor sometimes. Still, at least I met you, the good Samaritan in wolf's clothes. Good God, I knew you'd come. What? I knew this wasn't my time. He has a greater purpose for me.
You're delirious or plain dumb, friend.
Is that Armadillo? Come on, hurry! Please drive carefully. Every bump is like getting struck by lightning.
Got the motor, old man. You'll be fine. Just sit and save some of your breath for breathing.
Yeah, I embrace you.
For Christ's sakes, man, you're gonna be fine. We're nearly there.
Take me into your arms.
We're here. Stay with me.
Oh, where the devil are we?
Armadillo, we made it safe. You'll be happy to know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're a gentleman and a true man of honor.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
I owe you, sir. And I always pay my debts. Jesus. But if I die, I'm sorry for it. If not, I'll be your man for...
Let's get you fixed up first. Then we'll decide what you're my man for.
$75 fame.
Hello. Another great day for lizards. Howdy.
Let's see here.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Go and do some hunting, I guess. Go gather up some pelts.
You rotten son of a bitch! Help! Someone!
Stinking whore. There's no way to treat a woman.
Suppose not all men are bad. I won't forget what you did here.
Can I borrow this, friend? I couldn't just pass by and let him kill you.
No.
There you go.
Spread his love today.
Could hunt that bounty. Do I even have... I don't have the lasso yet, though, so I don't really want to do that until I can take people in alive.
Go!
I have to do more quests with Bonnie to get the lasso, and then I can do stuff like that. We'll ride out of town, hunt some deer or something. Just head on off into the woods here.
Throw it up now. Come on.
Really?
It's cruel, my friend.
There's a green hornet
Whoa. Thank you, gunslinger. Hello there, Sonny. I'm Jewish grandpa. Here's a 5. For $2. Much appreciated, sir.
Tough one, ain't you?
It's always funny. Yeah, for those who were asking if I was a Green Hornet fan, there's your friggin' answer. I've got it in the super chats.
There you are.
Some flowers. Let's see. Gotta be some critters around here. Yep, there's a deer. Well. Wow, okay. Oh, there's a buck up there. Really? Okay, there we go. There. That's what I wanted. Takes a lot of shots from a Springfield rifle to take down a deer for some reason. We'll start with this here.
This'll fetch a good price.
Don't you be dissing my aim. There is spread on these weapons. They're early game weapons. They are not accurate. You put the dot dead center on them doesn't mean you're gonna hit. Like, watch the path of the bullet. See how far to the left that went? I don't know if that showed up on the screen. That one went low. I mean, the bullet doesn't go where your dot is. It's got a randomized pattern. You get more accurate weapons as you play. Until then, hunting is something I'll have to do at mid to close range. Well now, what's that over there? I don't remember that. Let's head that direction.
Let's go.
Thank you, Cowboy Commando, for the $5. This just in, Billy Mitchell, the guy who lied about his Donkey Kong score, actually won a lawsuit for once. I don't know, man. I've heard the Billy Mitchell thing go back and forth. Some people swear by him being completely fake. Other people say that he's completely legit. I don't fucking know.
I could really use a hand, friend.
I didn't
I'm
follow
way
it
over
close
my
enough.
head here. Them animals. Walton's boys have taken my daughter.
Looks like we got trouble heading our way.
Time to use this rifle in some actual combat. Wow. I've noticed that if you use the auto aim, your shots do tend to actually hit what you're aiming at, more so than if you just use your manual aim. You can't jump in with a side quest like that, dude. I'm in the middle of another one. Help me, they're gonna hang my friend! Well, I'm a little busy if you haven't noticed. Come on. Poke your head up. Thank you.
You don't want to do this, my
Very
friend!
accommodating outlaws.
There you are!
This bitch is ours. You made a big mistake by coming here, my friend.
Please! Please help me!
Please, save my daughter.
Play it smart, buddy.
Play it smart, but shoot him right in the fucking face. Oh, that's hilarious. Woohoo! We did it! Good job, chat. That was all you. That was all you guys. Your super chats got me through.
Excuse me, mister.
What have we here? Yeah, I haven't followed the Billy Mitchell situation closely enough to really have an opinion. I've heard things both ways from people I respect, so I don't know what to think. It's just... Was he actually that good at Pac-Man, or did he lie about it? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I wasn't around for most of that shit. I do not give much of a damn whether he did it or not. Lied about getting the score on OG hardware. I mean, who gives a fuck about any of this? Some dude fucking wants to say that he's a better Pac-Man player than he actually is. Like, who gives a rat's ass? It's fucking Pac-Man. I like Pac-Man as much as the next guy, but is it really worth all the nonsense? I can't think of any game I care enough about to get bent out of shape if somebody lies about their high score. We all lie about our high scores. You don't think that video game competition is ever actually legitimate, do you? Like, the tournaments aren't all fucking rigged in one way or another? They always have been.
Glad to be of assistance.
Tails teeth!
Tails teeth. Struth, he says. Let's go along the tracks. What's the worst that can happen? See if we can find a train. So in my experience, if you hang around the station, trains show up fairly regularly. Ride a train. That'd be a cool thing to do. Thing is, like, nobody knows who's actually cheating when it comes to sports or games of any kind. I'm sure some of you guys remember when Tom Brady supposedly deflated a football in a game where it would have provided no advantage whatsoever. A game they were already winning handily. But no, he totally deflated the football, which if he did do, gives such a massive advantage that they won the game by like 5 fucking touchdowns or whatever it was. Nobody knows who's cheating. Everybody's cheating, nobody's cheating. It doesn't fucking matter. That one I remember because South Park put it in their fucking video game. If you try to cheat by getting to the end game area early, the Cartman would show up and call you Tom Brady because you were trying to cheat, and it aged like fine milk because turned out, actually no, he didn't cheat, and they removed the penalty that they gave him because they were full of shit from the start. Yo, check out this crowbar that's just fucking... Oh god, he's been impaled.
Good to be seeing you.
What is in this box? King Load. They look like books. Are they books? No, they're boxes of some kind. I have no idea what that is. Reggie Jackson and the corked bat. Right, yeah. If I remember, like, one of the cheating cases was, like, a guy who did competitive fishing, which I didn't even know was a thing. I don't know how you officiate a fucking fishing competition, but... Or how you even become a professional angler. Because, like, if the fish are biting, the fish are biting. If they're not biting, they're not... It seems like there's too much luck involved in that for it to really be considered a sport, but hey... I'm not a professional angler, so what do I know? But there was a guy who was basically just... His method was just swinging his hook back and forth in the hopes of catching it on a part of the fish's body rather than actually hooking it properly. Which is like, yeah, you're not really fishing at that point, are you? Good thing this guy's so friendly. I get pissed off if someone was hanging around my workplace like this. Where's the damn train? Do they not run them anymore? Get this boxing glove in concrete? Jesus Christ! That's not cheating. That's literal attempted murder. Like I think that's a step above. I think that's a step above cheating in your sport. You actually like are trying to kill someone at that point. At the very least, like that's aggravated assault. That's Oh, my horse wants to get run over by the train. Okay, cool. That's fine. You can do that. It's the trolley problem. If you do nothing, your horse will die, but if you act, like 5 people down the opposite track will be run over.
Good to be seeing you.
Let's go stand up on the water tower, be fun. You gotta buy a ticket. No, the train will come through on its own. Like, it runs on a regular route. In fact, you can see it on the map. Yeah, it's over here now. Yeah, the train runs on a regular route, and then you can just hop on it. I guess there's only one train. The sequel, they have multiple running at once. Oh, I can go up here. Oh, that's cool. I'm the king of the world! It's got the flip-up sight. I always forget that Deadeye is even a thing. Yeah. Starting to get a little sleepy up in here. Long day at work. Long day at work. This probably isn't a very interesting stream, is it? just kind of fucking around. I wasn't even gonna stream tonight. I was just like, oh yeah, it's April Fool's Day. I could do something kind of funny for that.
Hello.
The joke has kind of run its course.
I reckon I'll be heading out to Coots Chapel.
Cowboy Vats, yeah.
I'd rather be bedding women than listening to this nonsense.
Yeah, I hear that. Oh, what are you sick with, Gunslinger? What obscure malady has possessed your body? That dude's hat is still here. Hey, that's Wes Dickens. What are you doing here? Hey! Hey, fucker! Get back here. You owe me. What are you doing? Sinus infection. Oh. God, that sucks. I've had that before.
I do beg your pardon.
Kiss me. You won't regret it.
Oops. Fell down.
Repent, and he will curse your enemy.
Because I know that hat. He's one of the gang boys. Where do you think you're going? Ah, he's going to the Jakes. A whole bunch of those boys in here. Ah, Pseudo Stooge is building Gunpla. What you building? I debated doing that for this stream. I've got a couple kits here. I ultimately settled on playing Red Dead because I hadn't done it in a while. I lost access to my Rockstar account, and I finally was able to get it back through their customer service. Somebody hacked my Rockstar account, and because the Rockstar games on Steam still require you to go through the Rockstar launcher in order to play, that meant that even though I had them in my Steam library, I couldn't play them. So I actually went and got in touch with Rockstar's support, and within, like, literally a couple hours, they just gave me my account back and like, okay, you're all set. I'm like, well, shit, that was easy. Why didn't I do that literally like 3 years ago when it happened? I was just sitting on these games. Oh, that's the train. I heard a whistle. But yeah, I was gonna spend the stream building a Gunpla kit. I have the RE100 Vignagina, or as I call it, the Vagina. I was gonna build that. I don't normally build RE100s because I prefer master grades, but this one was given to me by a friend. trains always fascinate me. The driver's on the wrong side, for one. Excuse me. So... The thing about these trains is that these are very old-style locomotives. Considering this game is set around 1912 or so. These are like Civil War era locomotives we're looking at here. Look at it, it's wood-fired. It's not even coal-fired, it's a wood-fired locomotive. Just throwing logs in it. Yeah, the tender's completely full of wood. A wood burner. It's just a weird thing to see still running on the rails by this time in history. The guy's operating it entirely by himself. Nobody seems to be actually at the controls. This is just the fireman. There's a fireman and no engineer. Which is interesting. The whistle has 2 pull cords on it. That's a very steep grade as well. Good lord, look at it go. Also, not sure where the water is kept on this. It's not a tank engine, but also there's no tank in the tender. The tender is just wood. So, I don't know where the water's coming from. It's a neat little engine. It's an old-fashioned 460 with a big diamond stack. But yeah, this is something that you'd see like even pre-Civil War. This type of locomotive. It's way out of date by the time of Red Dead. How do I know so much about trains? I was a conductor, actually. I've done rail work, and also I'm autistic as fuck, and grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine and all that other shit. I'm not a super expert on trains. I know a decent amount about them. I know the basics of how steam locomotion works. And I know enough to know that this is a very anachronistic engine that really shouldn't be this way. There is actually a locomotive restoration project in my area that I follow. If you're within reach of Google, you should look up Main Central 470. That is the engine in question. We're about to stop up here. Hop off for a second. We can take a better look at this locomotive. I mean, it's a beautiful engine. It really is. It's a 460. Big fancy pilot. But yeah. Oh. It's leaving. At least I thought it was. There we go. That's not the right whistle signal. That's okay. Yeah, the whistle signals are wrong too. That is actually something I noticed they fixed in the second game. In the second game, not only will it give the proper whistles for forward and reverse, it'll also give the correct signal for going over a crossing, which is really neat. So, for those who don't know, when a train is approaching a crossing, in the U.S., there is a standard railroad signal that is used. They'll blow the whistle in a specific pattern. Next time you're at a railroad crossing and a train's coming, you can listen for it. Again, this is in the U.S. I don't know how the rest of the world does it. They all run a little differently. But a train will approach a crossing, and it will perform 2 long pulls on the whistle, then a short one, then another long one, which is Morse code for the letter Q. Goes back to naval tradition. Back in the day, ships, particularly British ships, in order to make way in the harbor, would blow that signal for the letter Q in order to signal make way for the Queen. And that tradition carried over to the railroads. And so the trains would do that. Wow, that's a very steep grade. I wonder, let's take a look at the controls on this. So this train has no throttle that I can see, and 2 Johnson bars. Oh no, one of those could probably be for the cocks, the cylinder cocks. It's got a water injector, that's good. But there's no regulator, so no idea how we're going. I wasn't expecting functioning gauges, so I'm not going to nitpick that. I find the lack of engineer very disturbing. Granted, arguably the fireman's got the more important job, because he's the one who keeps the engine from, you know, fucking exploding. But you still need an engineer. Like, this driving a steam locomotive is, at minimum, a 2-person job. The only engineer you need is faith in Lawman. Faith in AI. I don't know. I and L look the same. Oh! I see. We've got around a loop to the reverse direction. That's actually kind of neat. Welcome back, Sonic Overdrive. I was pointing out all the historical inaccuracies with this train. Like how it's a completely anachronistic design that is a good more than half century out of date by the time of the events of this game. We'll ride it back to Armadillo. We'll ride the actual passenger. What's the number on this? It's 11. No railroad designation that I can see anywhere on it. The rolling stock's a little bit better than the engine. Got an old wood-fired locomotive in 1912.
All aboard for all port.
It's like the conductor is just hanging out. Well, actually riding the coach. These are terrible coaches. Not in terms of, like, their accuracy, but just in terms of passenger comfort. Just got simple bench seating. Wooden bench, no cushions. Non-reversible. Man. Whoa, primitive vestibules. What kind of whack-ass train is this? What a horrible thing. It's not that the rolling stock is inaccurate per se. It's just really primitive. Yeah, the second game does its trains a lot better. I will say that. Well, like, the overall design and shape of it is fine. But, like, it's a good thing I'm not paying for tickets, because I would be very upset in the time period to buy passage on a train and find something with what appear to be wooden pallets fashioned into the vestibules, with the coupler just hanging out. Cargo doors just left open, which you really shouldn't do. Generally not a good practice because things can shift around while you move. Some of these doors, they actually settle in a little bit when you close them, so you can, if your place is narrow enough, you can run into actual clearance issues. Having a coupler between the vestibules isn't unheard of. But, like, you'd see that sort of thing on, like, a low-budget, narrow-gauge railroad, not something full-size. So, yeah. At least there's no buffers. I see that a lot, where games will have knuckle couplers and buffers. It's like, no, you gotta pick one, because those are entirely different coupling systems. Knuckle couplers and buffers don't go well together. The knuckle coupler is the buffer, which is why it is superior to buffers and hooks. Far and away the better way of hooking up trains, and I'm amazed at how long it's held on over in Europe, the buffer system. Really dumb. Stop doing that. If any of you guys live in Europe, stop doing that with your trains. It's really stupid. I know in most cases America is not in a position to tell anyone anything about railroads, but our coupler system is far superior. It's the only place where we have a leg up, but it's a pretty sizable leg. Such a ramshackle engine. Look at this tender too. It's literally just. Okay, so I guess there is enough here for there to be a water tank. I suppose, like, the metal bits around the side are the water tank. Not very high capacity. But hey. Yeah. At least it has one. And then it's just planks bolted to it. Oh my god. How long do you guys think it's been since this thing's been reboilered? How old and what condition do you think this thing's boiler is in? I'll bet you it's a ticking time bomb in terms of steam. That thing is going to explode. Whoops, press the jump button by mistake. We'll watch it go by. You guys thought we were here for the cowboy game? Nah, I'm going to be autistic about trains. Next time we're going to play Derail Valley. Then I can nerd out about trains even more. didn't even check to see if this thing has a caboose or what the caboose is like. I should do that. What's the caboose like on this thing? What kind of caboose? What's it like? Oh my god! What is this? This isn't a caboose at all. It's just an empty boxcar. Railroad Tycoon stream when I figure out how those games work. Look at this. What the hell kind of caboose is this? God, I would hate to work on this train crew. It's just that one guy. He's got to fire the engine. There's no off-duty train crew. The caboose is completely stripped. So, okay, the caboose is supposed to function as a sort of crew quarters for the off-duty train crew. There should be a bunk in here. The upper seat is used for flag signals. So that's the reason why it has that raised portion there, is so that conductor can sit back here and see along the length of the train and communicate with the engine via flag signals. But you need to have a seat up there in order to do that, and there is no seat, so they've basically, it just looks like they've taken a caboose and they've gutted it and just turned it into another boxcar. I guess if you don't have an off-duty train crew, you don't really need a caboose. It's just very odd, because it's a good thing to have on your railroad. Yeah, normally these would have, they'd have a bunk, they'd have a storage closet, they'd have, some of them might even have some seating. They'd have a little stove in the corner. This one, all you get is a couple lanterns. That's your lot. Wow. What a sad little caboose. Wow, that is a very tight turn. Tight turns and steep grades. Jesus. If this was a narrow gauge railroad, I'd be more inclined to find it believable. But it's a standard gauge railroad. So it does strain it somewhat. I'm gonna go over a bridge. I should probably get down before that roof hits me. No, not that way, John! Alright, fine. I guess we're done with the train. John decided to jump off of it instead of forward, which is what I wanted him, but that's okay. But yeah, normally the back is where the off-duty crew would be. And they'd switch out as needed, or when their shifts ended. So you could go for long trips for multiple days with the same couple crews, and they just rotate back and forth. Then when one was off duty, they would they just rest in the caboose.
You're saving my life, mister. Here, please take this. We all need help once in a while, friend.
I'll take those wolf pelts. I know those are worth some money.
Come on, let's get this over with. You stink.
You're one to talk, John. Probably call my horse. I'll ride back to the McFarland Ranch and save my game. That'll probably be it for the night. It's getting late. Let's set the map. It's a ways. We'll get there. Bear meat makes good breakfast sausages. I mean, it's tasty enough on its own merit. I'm a decent fan of venison. I like venison pretty well. If you ever want to have the best burger I ever ate, it was a venison burger. Holy shit. That was delicious. Apparently this is not a CGL news video. No. That would, Furry Shades of Gay would be a great name for another Mercenaries Kickstarter, though. Not Mercenaries, Clan Invasion Kickstarter. You wanna do more clan shit? Furry Shades of Gay. But yes, East Europe collusion. April Fools. This idea came to me while I was at work, and I was like, oh, that's funny, I gotta do it. And it was funnier in my head than it was in practice, to be fair. It was a decent opportunity just to hang out with everybody. Play a game that I like. Didn't get any real mage rage. So, apologies to those who liked watching me freak the fuck out, but... You haven't tried venison. Ah, you gotta have some venison at some point. I don't need the map now. I know where I am. I know the area around Armadillo well enough. Yeah, Gunslinger. Venison is very nice. It tastes a lot like regular beef, but with, like, more character. I don't know. I'm not a culinary guy. I can't really describe how it's different. But it is, in my opinion, superior. Very tasty. I was initially planning to get through the entire opening of this and maybe even be most of the way to Mexico by the end of the stream, but I just kind of wandered around without any real goal this entire time. When you Gordon Ramsay? Yeah. It's fucking raw! Where's the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce? Finally, some good fucking food. Some call that flavor gamey. I don't even know what that means. Like, I've heard that description for it. I don't know what that means. For me, gamey just means that it tastes better. Like, that's literally it. I hear gunfire.
Hey, you fellas, shoot straight! Saved us doing our job, and we thank you for it. Don't mention it. Looked like you needed some help.
There we go.
Whoa.
Yeah, those guys can't shoot for shit.
I doubt you'll be needing this.
I'll take your $4 though. Chill out, dickwad. Alright, which way was I going? I believe this is the way. Oh yeah, there. Pairs well with red wine. I wouldn't know. I don't drink wine. I'm not a white woman. Or French. But I repeat myself. Stick around. Yeah, right. Here's Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero. Which is funny, because mathematically speaking, a regular zero is actually worth more than a plane... Or plane zero is worth more than Sub-Zero. Because it's a negative value, but actually who gives a shit. It's too late in the evening for math. Nice to see you. Oh god, no. Don't... We can't have Mr. Freeze puns in the chat. Alright. He's gonna go to bed, and then I'm gonna go to bed. It's late. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. Glad you all took the joke so well. Pseudo Stooge, what's the best style hand for master grade gunpla, articulated or fixed pose? I like the 3-finger trigger finger split. The Master Grade RX-782 version 2.0 has that. The Turn A Gundam has that. I think that's the best way to go. The pre-posed fingers I don't like. Especially, I hate swappable fingers. I really, really hate swappable fingers. Especially on, like, the ones from Gundam Wing. Those Master Grades, their swappable fingers are horrible. Because, like, you'll plug the weapon into it, and then you'll try to plug it into the hand, but it won't ever go in straight, and you won't have a secure connection, and it's just always dropping its shit and falling to pieces. Fucking hate that shit. So, like, fully posable hands, like what the Granddad 3.0 has, I'm not a big fan of, but I like the 3-finger trigger finger split. But anyway, that's a sidetrack. I'm going to call it a night. It's very late. And I have to work in the morning. And this stream was largely unplanned, spur-of-the-moment type stuff. So, we'll call that good. There's the ugly desktop again, for those who hate it. Suffer. Look at my desktop items in despair. Yeah, we're going to call that a night, I think. So thanks everybody for joining in. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe this Friday I'll stream properly and you can get some decent content or something. So, until next time, it's Mage Leader, signing off.